Thank you. I'm delighted to be with you and very happy to see you all. And it's just to share my thoughts in this difficult time that we are passing through. On the one hand, we are depressed with the news coming all the time about the pandemic. Now the new variant is coming and spreading around the world. And at the same time, the global warming is a headline news for some time because of the because of the COP26. And all these direct us to a terrible situation that we are facing right now. Particularly, pandemic has shown how badly we are organized globally to address the global problems. When the pandemic came, we were hoping that this is a global problem. This is a global enemy attacking all the people in the world. So we'll be addressing it in a coordinated way, in a global way, in a combined way. It's a global enemy and the entire world faces it with the total commitment to address it together. But that's not how it happened. We saw the very moment of pandemic started spreading. We saw the whole meat of global village disappeared. We have been talking about global village as a small world now. We know each other. Everybody's our neighbor. That's not how we looked when the pandemic came. We saw we are not a global village, but we are isolated islands, each one very distant from each other. So we don't care what happens to the next island, and we are busy with our own island. And that continued. And then when the vaccine came, we have been talking about how to make this vaccine available to everybody. And the scientists were telling us that if I cannot protect you, I'm not protected. But everybody forgot that. Everybody is busy to make their own vaccines available to them, their own people. And when the vaccine came, we pleaded that the patent for the vaccine should be removed and intellectual property right should be waived. This should be made a people's vaccine or common good. Anybody, anywhere can produce it without any legal restriction. And we have pleaded it back and forth with all the leaders, but it didn't happen. They all wanted to make money out of the pharmaceutical company to making vaccines. So the profit became the supreme goal for the world rather than saving people. And I kept saying that, look, we have the knowledge to protect all the people in the world because we have the vaccine. That's the knowledge. But that knowledge has been kept as a prisoner behind heavy walls of profit. So the profit will not let it be available, knowledge available to everybody. So although the knowledge is available, we are so greedy, money, profit is becoming such a big objective for us, we ignored people's life to make big profit. And it remained a prisoner. It couldn't be done. And as a result, what happened as a prisoner, only 10 lucky countries in the world, just 10, not even a dozen, 10 lucky countries in the world, they got whatever production capacity these companies have, 80% of that production went to these 10 countries. And the entire world, rest of the world, had to live with the 20%. And many countries couldn't even have 1% of their population vaccinated, 2% of their population vaccinated. Entire African continent, probably just about 5% of the population vaccinated right now. So this is how we behave with each other. So the multilateralism that we promoted all the time suddenly looked very remote idea. It didn't help anybody anywhere. So everybody is selfish, trying to, the rich countries protecting their own people. Now we have the new variety coming in. Still, the awareness is not there to make sure that as long as people remain unvaccinated, nobody is protected anywhere in the world, no matter what. Not only the 10 countries got all the vaccines for themselves, they hoarded them. They just kept them even if they didn't need it. And as a result, many vaccines had to be abandoned because of the expiry of time. It couldn't be used in time, so they were just disposed of without being used at all. So that's the kind of system that we built. And then this is what took us to the idea how the wealth of the world is concentrated in these 10 countries. And that's the power that they gave. And the entire world, if you look at the world, all the wealth of the world is concentrated in few hands. Almost 1% of the total population of the world owns 99% of the wealth of the entire world. What a terrible news to share, that 1% population owning 99% of the world. Remaining 99% of the people in the world have to do with only 1% of the wealth. And this is not something fixed. This is also changing. Changing, the 1% getting more of the 99% of the wealth. Tomorrow, their wealth will be more than 99%. And tomorrow, 99% will have less than 1% of the wealth. In other words, the wealth at the top is getting bigger and bigger very fast. The wealth at the bottom is reducing at the same rate. So this is the direction that we are in. During the pandemic, when millions of people lost their jobs, lost their livelihood, lost their food, and it's a common information everywhere. And people who are above the poverty level, they're pushed down the poverty level, millions of them. During the same period, the rich people became $11 trillion richer. Same period of pandemic. So this is the way it's having the direction. And I was saying that this is, as long as this wealth concentration continues, there's no question of addressing the poverty issue. So poverty is only an outcome of the wealth concentration. If you concentrate the wealth at the top, the people at the bottom remain poor. And with the slightest disturbance in the system, they get pushed back into further down into the poverty situation. So poverty is increasing. I said, this is a terrible thing. This would destroy the whole planet. One thing is about the global warming, which we have very limited time for survival because we are on notice now. IPCC report has just told us that we have only 10 years left before we reach 1.5 degrees Celsius global warming, so global temperature. And this is what we are saying. We should be making sure that we reach 1.5 degrees Celsius only at the end of the century. The century is still way ahead of us. Now, even within 10 years, we are reaching the limit that we are trying to achieve by the end of the year. So after 1.5 degrees Celsius, life becomes extremely difficult. We are in the red zone, but nobody cares. COP26 didn't promise us anything. They are fighting with this tiny little thing, another tiny little thing, but not addressing the real issue. And I'm trying to remind everybody that our house, our planet, is on fire. But inside that burning house, we are having celebrations of our economic successes, all the glorious things we do in our technological front and so on and so forth, forgetting that we won't have a house to live very soon. And we'll be out in the open, and very soon we'll be out completely. We'll be extinct from this planet. Human being becoming the most endangered species on this planet right now. So this is global warming and extreme wealth concentration. Another is the question of unemployment. Unemployment will become massive way. We saw unemployment during the pandemic, just a specimen of it, what a terrible thing it did to the people. But this is coming in a massive way, and we are celebrating it. We call it Fourth Industrial Revolution. What is this Fourth Industrial Revolution? We bring artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence will make us so efficient, we'll make so much money by artificial intelligence. You make money, yes, you make lots of money by artificial intelligence because you replace human being by machine. Machine will do the job and human will be out of jobs. So this is not just few factories. In every single direction of human life, human will be out of activity that they're involved in because machine can do everything. If you are a university professor, machines will come, artificial intelligence will be a better professor than you. If you are a poet, artificial intelligence will be a better poet than you. If you are a painter, artificial intelligence will be better painted than you. Then what does a human being do? They're talking about giving them universal basic income, give them money so that they can survive. I said, artificial intelligence is coming to make us all unemployed and be on welfare. We become beggars on this planet. That's not the fate that I'm looking forward to. So that's why we keep saying that the present economic system leading us to all these terrible problems, global warming, to destroy us on this planet, and wealth concentration, to make sure it becomes explosive and something that we cannot address anymore. So this is the kind of thing that we are having. And artificial intelligence is taking over everything for us. So I said, let's create a new world of 3 zeros. Zero net carbon emission, zero wealth concentration, and zero unemployment by unleashing the creativity of the people, entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship should be put in the front seat of the whatever we do. Human beings by nature are entrepreneurs, and we remain entrepreneurs. So this is the direction we have to take. So we should be redesigning the system. Instead of making us a job seeker, we become the job creator by being entrepreneurs. Our education system prides itself that it produces job-ready young people. And I keep reminding, that's a terrible thing that you're creating human beings to be job-ready young people. Actually, education system should be aiming at creating life-ready young people, not job-ready young people. Education system should be producing young people to become what they are, entrepreneurs. Make them entrepreneurs right from grade 1 all the way up. So think in that way, independent way. Human beings are packed with unlimited creative capacity, and that capacity has to be used as an entrepreneur. The moment you go for a job is almost like putting a big giant, human being, a big giant, into a bottle. Job is bottling up human capability. It's a new name, it's a modern name of slavery, that you work for somebody, take orders, and do things as the employer desires. That's not what the human beings are born for. Human being, each one of them is entrepreneur, creative person, and the world would be created by them as they wish. That's the direction we want to go. So we are saying that let's create that world of 3 zeros, zero net carbon emission, zero wealth concentration to end poverty once for all, and zero unemployment by turning everybody into entrepreneurs. That's the direction we want to go. And we are encouraging young people to become entrepreneurs, and also to start with, to create 3 zero clubs. 5 young people get together and form 3 zero club. I'm very happy that many young people from Azerbaijan has already created 3 zero clubs, and we are very happy to talk to them and hear their future, what they want to do, along with many other young people around the world. So we want to get young people get in touch with each other, because it's the world of the young people, because older people have failed in creating and protecting a planet, and young people have to take over, making sure that they create a world which they'll be proud of, and there'll be no global warming in that planet, there'll be no wealth concentration in that planet. Wealth and people would be living together, not separated from each other. Today, wealth is separated from the people. So we want to redesign the economic system by bringing them together and creating entrepreneurs and making sure we don't fall victim to the massive unemployment created by or which is about to be created by the artificial intelligence. So that's the direction we want to go, and young people can make it happen. And thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts with you.